Scientists work tirelessly to rebuild and redesign the structure of the reef that's been decimated in coral islands.
Hey guys, and welcome to Tantrum House Studio 3. I'm Will Meadows.
And I'm Sara Meadows, and today we're previewing Coral Islands. It's designed by Richard Mass and Rohan Dagard, and it's being brought to Kickstarter by Alley Cat Games.
It's a 2 to 4 player pattern building game. It's actually a 2-in-1 game, and we're looking at the dolphin version of the game. Now obviously it's a prototype game, so some of the components aren't what will be in the final game, but we've got a prototype copy ready to look at, so let's jump in and see how it's played.
To set up this variant of the game, lay out the board with the seafloor illustration side up and lay out the structure cards.
Give each player their player card and 16 dice. Everyone will roll 2 dice and place them on their card, and then you're ready to begin.
On their turn, players will place a die on the board. Their die must be adjacent to the other dice or must stack on top of one. To stack on top, the die value must be higher, with the exception of ones, which are wild.
Once their die is placed, the player may claim one structure they have completed.
If they don't complete a structure, they may take a fish token. They may also take a fish token if they placed the third and final die in a stack, or if they placed on a fish on the ocean floor.
Fish tokens may be used to manipulate the die pips up or down, or used to re-roll dice. 3 fish tokens may be spent to place 2 dice this turn.
At the end of their turn, players roll dice to refill the 2 on their card and play continues. Once all players have placed all 16 dice, the game ends and the player with the most points from the coral structure cards wins.
So we're just looking at the coral portion of Coral Islands. This game has 2 different variants included in it, and then we're really just using the dolphin scoring cards, so there's plenty of meat to this little tiny box. The portion that we're looking at is a very spatial reasoning focused type of game, so if you enjoy Tetris or some of those building types of games, this might be right up your alley.
Yeah, it has great components. This is just the prototype, but we enjoyed the illustrations and the dice that they used. The translucent dice make it look underwater feel to it. We did think that maybe this might be one that a Lazy Susan would be good to use while you play. We were able to rotate the board. There were a couple turns where I was like, oh, what's going on over here? Am I missing out on what the opponents are doing on the other side? One thing you do need to be aware of is that all the structure cards use your dice and opponent's dice, and so you can't just go off into a corner and build a big area by yourself, because you won't get any points at all. You really rely on what everyone else is doing as well.
Yeah, and that experience is going to change a little bit from player count to player count. When it's just 2 players, you can miss stuff really easy and somebody else takes advantage of you and scores lots of points. If you have a bunch of players going on, there's a lot more other people's dice to work with, and so you're kind of building your own, you're kind of just focusing on your own piece and what can score you the most points for that next round. We've had some fun with it. It's a really quick and easy one to get out on the table and play. The components are kind of minimal. I'll be interested to see what those fish tokens really look like in the final version of the game, but it is kind of a nice visual experience, like she said, when it's all stacked up and you've got these kind of coral reefs growing out of your table. You can only stack 3 high, and so yeah, even when you're turning on a normal table, it's not really a big deal, but being able to get up and move around it and look and think through it and digest is the fun that comes with this game.
If this sounds like something you're interested in, be sure to check out Coral Islands on Kickstarter from Alley Cat Games, and then be sure to check out the comments below. Let us know if you're interested in the Islands variant or if Coral sounds more like your cup of tea, and then be sure to check out the other videos from Tantrum House.
Because this is an interesting dimensional relational type of thing, and if
Dimensional relational.
That spatial or structure enabled to be able to.
And one other thing I enjoyed was I don't know what I was going to say. Sorry.
This is the one.